Hey everyone, welcome back to at BabeinLibrary. It's your girl Lisa, and today I figured I'd take a moment to talk about the library in my name, right? So I am a avid supporter of my local library, and what I wanted to do is make sure that we are helping you all save some coins, and you all are following some strategies or tips that I have to use your local library to kind of knock down some of your TBRs and get out the way some items maybe that you are hesitant about or weren't necessarily sure and don't want to spend the coins on, but want to read the book. So I want to give you all some helpful tips of what I do to make sure that I'm using some of my apps from my local library to read books. So today we're going to focus on the Libby app. We are going to focus on Overdrive app, and we're going to focus on Hoopla. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips. Again, it may be a little bit of a variance because of the library that I use that may have some differences from what you use. But again, most of it is going to be things that are going to be universal. So we'll start with overview. First, we're going to start with a look at my phone. So if you notice, I categorize my phone into a reading app. So inside this reading app, I have everything from Goodreads to Overdrive, Kindle, Libby, Storygraph, Book of the Month, and Hoopla. So I like to keep things nice and compartmentalized. So this just is a helpful tip for those of you that have an iPhone. You may consider doing this if you keep a lot of apps on your phone. So first we're going to start with Overdrive, and as I'm looking at Overdrive, I'm going to go ahead and hit the menu button on the top left-hand corner, and as you can see, I have 3 different libraries that I report to. So Overdrive is able to keep multiple different records of different libraries that you are a member of, so that's a really helpful tool in order to check out different ebooks from different locations. So I'm going to go ahead and select my primary library, and as it comes on the screen, this homepage is very helpful because it keeps a list of everything that it might think that you would be interested in. So the first thing it has is your e-bestsellers. So let's go ahead and check that out. Today's date is August 5th. So as far as some of the bestsellers that they are recommending me, it's going to be everything that's popularized via TikTok, Bookstagram, movies, book to movies adaptation. So you can see that they have The Summer I Turned Pretty, Heartstopper, Hook, Line, and Sinker, which I just finished about yesterday or the day before. It has the Atlas 6, which is on my list to read, and a few others, such as Abby Jimenez and A Part of Your World and Ruth Ware's The It Girl. Both of those are recent Book of the Month, so I can definitely tell why they are on this list. So if you're looking for recommendations, anything that's very popular right now, I would tell you to check out that e-bestseller list if your local library supports that via this Overdrive app. So now we're going to go ahead and go back to that home page to see what else it recommends. So directly under that e-bestseller, you're going to see that this month is Women in Translation Month. So for those people that try to subscribe to reading recommendations for each month, this app tries to make sure that it tells you what month it is and give you some options to pick up some books through that. Now I'm going to go ahead and skip past all of this because this is honestly just things I'm not interested in. But you see they have a list that's too hot to hold, meaning that a lot of people are coming to the library and checking it out. So they figured if it's available, but it's highly requested or highly recommended, they'd give it to you. At the bottom of the screen, I went ahead and hit settings because that's the first thing that I really want to focus on in terms of how I categorize my Overdrive app. So my local library electronically has ebooks, audiobooks, videos, and magazines available. Because I know I take quite a bit of time, I try to max out the amount of time I have to check things out. So ebooks and audiobooks, I'm at 21 days. Magazines, I don't really read, so I'm at about 7 to 14 days. And then I want a preference of e-book or Kindle books, and I wanted to also make mention that it has some disability apps or disability features that it highlights. Next, we're going to go ahead and go to my wish list. So on this app, I have the ability to keep up to 5,000 items on my wish list. I'm not quite there yet. Hopefully I never get there. I'll be able to knock them down. But on my wish list, it has the ability to filter through authors, when it was added, and titles. There is a all titles and available now. So I just went ahead and clicked available now just to see what I could pick up today. Since I am a mood reader, that available now feature is really important for me to just say, what am I feeling? How can I pick up something and not have a wait? Another helpful tip I have for you is to make sure you document or bookmark something that is in audiobook format and ebook. That way, if you are a mixed media reader, you can pick up both at the same time, or you can put a hold, which is something I'll talk about next. A hold on both, and whichever one comes the fastest, you'll be able to read it in that format. So now coming over to the hold section, you could see Editing Lisa here. I actually hit the see all account limits, and it actually tells me what my limits are for using this app. So I can have up to 20 holds, 20 loans, 50 holds. I can have up to 5,000 on my wish list, as I mentioned, and that's what I was actually showing, not the details related to the Colleen Hoover application. So I'll be talking about that in one moment. I hit that green check mark. You can see that I am line 84 out of 60 copies, 237 people waiting. Quite a bit of intrigue with that. All right, so coming back here, we are going to go ahead and talk about the suspend. So if I wanted to suspend my hold, meaning that it came up but I wasn't necessarily ready for it, I'm going to hit suspend, and it gives me a number of options. Almost everything you do in Libby is at 7-day increments, so 7, 14, 21, so on and so forth. So if I wanted to suspend it, not ready quite yet, I go ahead and suspend it, and then it picks right back up on the hold a little bit later. Now, coming over to the loan section, I'm going to show you a sneak peek of what I'm reading for this month. So I just finished Unbound by Tarana Burke. Absolutely loved it. 5 out of 5 stars. But really what I was coming here is it'll keep a record of all of the loans that you have checked out. It'll have available for you to download on Kindle. If it's not, if it's an ebook, you'll be able to go there. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you Legends of the Latte, which is blowing up the scene as of today. But really cool option is coming to the books that you have, whether it be on your hold or your checklist, scrolling all the way down to the bottom and looking at the categories. So we're starting with romance. In the romance section, it automatically defaults to sorting by relevance. So I'm going to leave it as sorted by relevance, and I can just tell you, looking at this, Verity is top-notch right now out here on the streets. We talked about It Ends With Us, how popular that is. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, a lot more Colleen Hoover, a lot more Emily Henry. I'm a little iffy on her. But all of those things are popular, again, on TikTok and social media, so it's going to show you by relevance. Now, my preference is date added. I come here like an addict almost every single day, but I want to see anytime the library adds something new to the romance or fantasy section, I want to get ahead of the game, right? I don't want to be number 723. I want to make sure that if I can be one of the first people to pick it up, I'm going to go ahead and request it. So that's what I'm doing with this one. I went ahead and hit the add as a hold, and as you can see, now I am at position 6 out of the one book that they have, right? So I was a little bit later than I usually like to be, but it helped work for this demonstration. Also, another cool feature is sorting by the release date. So a lot of things come on the library before it's even out and published, just knowing that the library has requested it. So if you're one of those people that want to get ahead of the game, go ahead and filter by release date, and I recommend that you do that so you can be one of the first people to pick it up as soon as it comes out. Now we're going to go back over to the menu item to look at the Overdrive app. As I stated, Each library may have a little bit of a difference, so I'm going to go ahead and pick another library that I am a member of just to show you the setting difference. So again, feature still looks the same. It's a menu button. I went ahead and hit settings, and as you can see, it only has the availability for me to check out ebooks and audiobooks, and the max I can do is 14 days, as opposed to my primary library that allows me to do ebooks and audiobooks at 21 days. So please be careful in the fact that not all libraries have the same recommendations as far as a checkout. Hopefully that helps, and hopefully you'll be able to enjoy the Overdrive app. If you'd like to add other libraries, go ahead and hit that menu button, hit Add Library, and search by local library name. Back in that Libby app, we're going to see that the first thing I did was make sure all my libraries are there. Next, I'm going to go ahead and see what I already have checked out. So if you notice, I have a book that's ready for me to borrow, Beautiful Bastard by Christina Lauren. However, I'm not really ready to read it. So I'm going to hit that manage, and I'm going to have a hold that extend that hold, and I'm going to push it out to 19 days. The good thing about Libby is you can choose the number of days. You're not set at that 7, 14, 21. You can set it for 19. You can set it for 26, whatever your preference is. Again, I told you all I want to read the Atlas Skip 6. It has a quick skip the line, which is a really nice feature. However, I'm not ready to pick it up yet, and it'll be available for me in 2 days. So I'm just going to leave it there and wait for that 2-day hold, and then maybe I'll pick it up then. Again, just giving you a sneak peek of everything that is on my loaned out shelf right now. As I stated, I just read Unbound. So this is an audio book. What's really nice is in this audiobook feature, it allows me to listen to it directly from the app. If I want to, I can come in here and change the speed. So depending on the book, I've pretty much maxed it out at 175 or 2. That is probably my limit, but some people read at 3 speed. Whatever is your preference, know that Libby can hopefully accommodate it. So really nice feature using this app for audiobooks. It is real-time Libby, so it matches and mirrors Overdrive. As you can see, I just checked out that Love in the Time of Serial Killers, and it's already showing in my list. If I felt like the app wasn't opening up in real time, I can hit actions and synchronize the shelf, but I promise you, you won't have to do that. Whatever you do in Overdrive automatically matches. All right, last and finally, we're going to go ahead and pick up Hoopla. Now, I'm going to tell you, I did not know this was a thing for a very long time. So I'm glad I got my hands on it, because this is all of the stuff that I don't actually get to see in my library, but it's attached to my library. So Hoopla has a lot of really cool features. It allows a recommendation. It keeps track of my recent favorites that I've picked up through this app. A lot of things that are on Kindle Unlimited, but it also has the audiobook version, which I don't have to pay that $7.99. So it has popular ebooks, popular audiobooks, just like your Overdrive app did. And then at the top, you can see it keeps record of your borroweds and your favorites. So it allows you to save favorites by artists, by audiobooks. It also has comics and ebooks. So this is a really nice feature. Allows you to pick all the things that you love. So I'm going to go ahead and start an artist, and I'm going to choose Alexandria House, a author I've been meaning to get to. It has a lot of audiobooks by her, and so I'm hoping to pick those up soon. Next, I'm going to go over to Stacy Reed, and as you can see, as I click Stacy, it has her audiobooks and her ebooks there. So whatever format I want, it's going to share that in under Stacy Reed's name. So again, very nice. I'm going to come over at the very, very top. You see that it's broken down into audiobooks, comics, and ebooks. So in the audiobook section, you see that again, it has a popular and it has a featured. So what's new, what's just come out and is highly featured by this app. It also allows you to choose by genres and collections. Things that it recommends to you based on the reading taste or what you've shown that you may have interest in. Again, just added to down below. And quite a bit of other features. But again, this is only audiobooks. So as I go to it, you're able to see that I think I just hit just add it to Hoopla. So usually I'll go through here, peruse, and see what's nice and new. I see something by Tate James, so that's a really popular artist. So I went ahead and clicked on it. And then, as you can see, scrolling down, this was a part of a series. So I hit where it says series, and it allows me to see every single book that Hoopla has as a part of this series. So if I wanted to binge it, it's all available right here just by clicking the series. Now I've clicked the author's name, and Tate James has a few different series that's on this app. So I went ahead and favorited her just so that I can make sure that I don't miss other things listed by her. Another way that I tend to feature is by the publishing company. So as you can see, I hit Blackstone Publishing. I see that they have Hooked. They have My Best Friend's Exorcism in audio format, which a live feature is coming out September 30th, if you didn't know. So if you haven't had a chance, go ahead and pick up the audiobook or pick up the book and come back and let me know how you like it. Then I went ahead and chose by the genre. So I chose romance, of course, and it has a lot of really popular things, right? So Desperate Measure by Katie Roberts, Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall, Anna Wong's Twisted Games, which just came out in audio format. So go ahead and pick that up via the Hoopla app. Next, I'm going to go over to comics. Has a feature for that. So if you're looking for Marvel comics, you can see Paper Girls is there. And all of that is available to you for free through your library through Hoopla. Now coming over to the ebooks, again, has those same recommendation, just added. Some of those same features that I just showed you in audiobook, also available in ebook for you, right? So whatever your preference is, Hoopla's got you covered. So at this point, now I've gotten sidetracked, and this is me looking through to see what else is available and what else I can add to my list. Problems with being a book nerd. Hopefully you found those recommendations helpful. Again, feel free to let me know in the comments down below what other features or apps do you use to be able to check out books that are not Kindle Unlimited that support a local library. If you happen to have any other tips or tricks for Hoopla, Overdrive, and or Libby, please also put them down in the comments. I'm always looking for ways to maximize my experience. I look forward to see you all in the next video. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night, wherever you may be.